Hello and namaste. Welcome to season 2, episode 1 of Pxrdesi Mirchii 7291 non-FM with your host Minnie. I hope everyone has been well. As you know, I had taken some time to rest up and rebrand, and here we are a few months later with an official start to season 2. Honestly, I've been doing pretty great. I've had lots of new experiences in the last 6 months. I've been meeting a lot of interesting people. I've had lots of insightful conversations that I personally feel like a whole new person now. But one of those insightful conversations was also with a podcast consultant. We making moves, baby. But that's not the point of me bringing this up. See, when the consultant asked me if I had any guests planned for my for my second season, she told me, when I told her the name of my very first guest, she told me she's a self-made and self-managed, one of the finest creators we have in today's times. And I was thinking about it after the conversation. I was like, damn, I really couldn't have said it any better myself. So if you follow any kind of South Asian content all over social media, you must have heard the word easy at least once, or if you're like me, many times. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming my first guest for the season, the woman whose colorful hair defines her range of talents, the host of Chumma Conversations, Satshya Tharien. Hi!
Hi! Wow, that is such a nice introduction. Thank you.
No, thank you. I mean, it is what it is, and I had to say it the way I thought about it. And there was really no other way to put it. So thank you for entertaining us, actually, the way that you do.
Thank you. I'm happy to.
How have you been, Satshya? Tell me, what's life like in Singapore? How's the weather there, actually? Forget about life. Right now, I want to know about the weather.
So Singapore is usually quite humid and hot, but today it's been raining all day. There's been a lot of thunderstorms. The weather's quite cool and nice and cozy. And I've been doing good. I've been enjoying spending time at home. I have a dog now, so he's kind of the center of our universe.
Aww.
So it's been good. I am really happy with where I'm at right now.
That's good. Wait, would you want to tell us the name of your dog?
Yes, my dog's name is Tonu. He's 6 months old, and he is the cutie pie who's sometimes annoying, but it's all forgiven because he's a cutie pie. Yeah.
So Satshya, you're all over my social media. I don't know about others, but I know you're all over my social media. What does your social media feed look like? What does your explore page look like? What are the trends that you're looking at? Tell me about your social media.
Yeah, so I'm not a beauty content creator, but I consume a lot of beauty content. So my explore feed usually has people trying out blushes or lipstick techniques and things like that. I don't know why, I just find it very relaxing to watch these things. I love watching transition videos. So although I make a lot of comedy content, I actually like consuming beauty and makeup content a lot.
Oh, that's nice. I did see you also post a video of the rare beauty.
Yeah.
It was such a, I don't know, I've grown up watching Selena and seeing the work that she's done, and like seeing her journey from like all the way down to like where she is right now. I'm just like, I feel like such a proud fan.
Yeah, it's really nice seeing celebrities launch their own brands, because obviously there's the product, but there's also this huge sentiment added to it, right, and attached to it. So anytime you're using like a Rare Beauty blush or a Priyanka Chopra shampoo, you feel like, I'm part of their world. Like I feel a bit more connected to them. Like, she must have thought of all these things while creating the product. So I really like celebrity products, but I just hope they're not crazy expensive, so that a lot more people could enjoy them.
I was just gonna bring that up. Like, I don't mind living the experience, because it does make me feel a little bougie, feel a little rich, a little expensive. But yeah, man. I wanted to ask you, what is your favorite feature of social media right now?
I think I realized what my favorite feature was once I started podcasting, because when you post on platforms like Spotify or Apple Music, etc., you don't have the comment feature, right? So you don't really know what people are saying, whether they like it, whether they don't like it. And it's only when you post on interactive platforms like Instagram and YouTube that you actually understand whether people like it. So for me, my favorite feature is the community aspect of it, because if I was just posting things into a void, man, that's so boring. Like, I want you to interact with it. I want to know what you think. I want you to be able to relate to it, also share your experience, because for me, I like to always be learning. And because I make videos in the space of culture, I only know so much, because I know only about a certain part of India, because those are my personal experiences. But when I make content and I ask, okay, how is it in your area? How is it in your state? What do you call it here? What do you call it there? So that's my way of like reaching out a lot more people to understand their culture better. So for me, community is the biggest aspect, and I think it's not really social media without that aspect of it, right?
Yeah, of course. Like the public interaction, making new friends, and taking a lot of opinions is, I think, the best part of it. I feel like there's some sort of validation that comes with it, like mostly in a good way. We don't really want to talk about the negative points just yet, but the good validation just makes you feel like, yeah, you know, I'm good at what I do, because I feel like sometimes you don't get the appreciation with the people that you have around you. But when you're because there's obviously like differences in people between you and like other people that you grew up with, but you know, there's always someone who is like you out there. And there's, you know, more 7 billion people in the 8 billion now. I think it's 8 billion people, right? There are 8 billion people in the world, so I'm pretty sure there's at least like a decent bunch who has the same thought process as you. And if that gets to collect you some likes and opinions and comments, then why
That's
not?
amazing. Yeah, like I love the show The Office, and not all of my friends watch the show. But on the internet, I'm able to find communities of people who are talking about it. They share trivia that I don't know before. They share their favorite memes. So it's such a nice community, and I absolutely love that aspect of it.
Yeah, me too. Actually, the fact that you can just find a certain topic and like go crazy about it, like I love. For me, I've never really been that big of a fan for like a sitcom for me to like be actively part of the community, but I've been a fangirl. I'm still a fangirl. So when I mean fangirl, I mean like crazy stan, like maybe not possessive or like stalkerish or anything, but we have gotten to like a point where we would like sit down and dissect each like move of a certain like celebrity. I should not be putting this out there because it's gonna make me look really weird, but this was back when I was like 12, 13. Did you have any like fangirl experiences growing up, or just The Office for now?
No, I do remember like I had like TV shows or like actor, like I really like Amir Khan, and now I've got to a phase where I really like Shah Rukh Khan. But in general,
welcome to the phase, I must say.
I think I don't know of a single person personally who does not like Shah Rukh Khan, because I mean, how can you not like him? Even if you don't like his acting, charisma, that personality is so much.
Right? I've been saying in every like episode, every time we mention Shah Rukh, that I cannot start talking about Shah Rukh because then I wouldn't stop. So right now I'm just collecting people who are interested in talking about Shah Rukh Khan. So when I do make a legit episode about Shah Rukh Khan, like purely Shah Rukh Khan, maybe I might like do it for his birthday or something. But if I do, then I'm gonna count you in if you're interested.
Nice, I'm in.
Perfect. Here we go. This is so much fun. Okay, back to socials. You were telling me about the community and the community aspect and the fun bits of socials. Do you remember the first time you ever posted on social media? The first social media platform you joined?
Oh, the first one I joined was Orkut. Have you ever tried it?
I have.
Okay, so I was in the 9th grade, and it was just a place where me and my friends would message each other, and all those scrapbooks are public, so you could read everyone else's message, and the next day it's class, it'd be like, oh, you said this, or you said that, or did you see what that boy wrote on your scrap? Do you think he likes you? You know, like that kind of thing. So it was like a whole new world opened up for all of us, because now we were able to connect to people who we knew of, but we probably didn't have the guts to talk to in person. So I went to an all-girls school. So there were a lot of like boys that we knew, but we would never speak in person. So we would talk to them on Orkut. So it was an interesting experience being on social media then.
Yeah. I can only imagine. I don't want to say that, dang, you're old, because like, you know, that is pretty long time ago. But I am thinking about like how social media has sort of like evolved since then. Because I remember Instagram. I wasn't on Instagram like super early. then like even the format was changed, like the logo was completely different, and it was very like blocky sort of a thing. Like I don't know, their aesthetic was very blocked. So but yeah, seeing it grow, and then now what like, okay, I really wanted to ask this question to like people who do social media all the time. What is your opinion on apps copying each other? Because we've seen them grow, we've seen them like all of these different social media apps, be it Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat as well, with the whole stories thing going on. What do you feel about it, like taking inspiration from one another?
As a consumer, I don't mind it because I feel like we're getting the best of all worlds. Like the stories feature came to Instagram from Snapchat, right?
Yeah.
And now I used to use Snapchat a lot, but I don't use it now because Instagram kind of has taken over. And I think that even if apps copy from each other, it's never a perfect copy. Like I know that people say Instagram copied TikTok a lot, but now that I have gotten TikTok, I can see it's vastly different. Like Instagram, at least the editing features seem very, very basic compared to what TikTok has.
Yeah.
So the building blocks are there, but I think it only helps us as consumers because you're familiar then. You don't have to learn a UI of an entire new app, right?
True.
So I don't mind it. And as creators, it's also quite helpful because the same video I make on Instagram, I can repost on YouTube, I can repost on Snapchat. Like I can do triple the work with half the time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you also notice like a difference in audience, or like a difference in like the way people talk on certain apps? Like maybe the way people see your content on Instagram is different or same compared to how they would see it on TikTok. Do you see a difference or no?
I see a difference in YouTube and Instagram. I know that my content reaches a lot more people on YouTube because people don't need to sign up to Instagram. Like they can just open it from their browser and just go to YouTube and then just keep watching whatever. So I feel the audience is far more diverse and varied there. And otherwise, I don't see, like in terms of how people talk or their interaction with me, I don't see too much of a difference. I feel like people interact the same way across apps.
But I think that's good though, in a way, isn't it?
Yeah.
So at least you know the people that are following you are pretty consistent.
Yeah, I guess. So I've been told that other creators have spoken about how TikTok is the most toxic. But I don't have too much experience with TikTok. I just got it recently because I moved to Singapore since it's banned in India. So I'm just a consumer of TikTok right now. But I would say overall, I think Snapchat is where you get most of your younger audiences. Instagram is where you'd get your 18 to 34. YouTube is all ages, including some very young kids, because sometimes I get comments like, "Hi, I'm a 6-year-old watching your," I'm like, "Oh, my 6-year-old loves your YouTube shorts. She just puts on YouTube and watches your shorts," and I'm like, "Why? Why is she watching it?" Like, no. Yeah, and then I do not post on Facebook because I've deactivated my account. I do not want to go there. It's all old people and life updates from people I'm not really in touch with.
Hey, the generation is moving very fast, so I wouldn't even be surprised if the 6-year-old is indeed typing, because the way they just absent-mindedly scroll, like they're just they just get hyper fixated on like one thing and they just like keep watching it and keep watching. I don't know what entertains them, but at least you're getting your views.
I guess. I mean, I also see some people using my audio. Like you can see when someone uses an audio from your video, right? And they make their own content. So I see these videos of this like really young girl. I think like she's like 5 or 6, lip syncing to my videos about what do you call dosa in Kannada, in Tamil, and this thing. So it's funny for me to watch it, but I'm glad that my content is kind of PG, because I'm like, okay, they're at least learning some new language, I guess. It's nothing bad, or I would be considered a bad influence, I guess.
No, I don't think so. You would. I think you're more like a Duolingo, if I'm allowed to say that. I don't know if we're allowed to take up brand names, but yeah, you're our South Indian Duolingo, I think. So the more they learn,
I guess I hope so.
What about the podcast? Like, how did that come into play? Because you were doing YouTube before that. You were also doing Instagram. The podcast was like a pretty recent start for you. I think like 2021. I think, right?
Yes. Right. So I have a journalism background. I used to work as a journalist prior to this, and so I have that experience of interviewing people and doing all of that. And the main reason why I wanted to start a podcast for other creators and interviewing creators is because I've been on this side of the interview where someone's been interviewing me, and I literally get the same question from everyone, like the same basic 5 questions, very surface level. And after a point, I was so sick of it. I was like, there's can you ask me something deeper, something more interesting? And I felt like, even the audience, like I personally also would like to get to know content creators better, like the people I follow, because I only know them from the 15 seconds they put out of comedy, fashion, whatever. But there's a whole wealth of information into how they got there, how they ideate. Because content creation might seem like very superficial and silly, but there's a lot of strategy, planning, and discipline involved into creating content. And also a lot of life experiences that influence the kind of content you make. So I wanted to be able to create that space in my content to have those long form conversations where people get 1 hour where we can really discuss like everything, like how they grew up, what their college life was like. I can also ask them about certain pieces of content that I found very interesting or that really resonated with the audience and ask them the story behind it. And for me personally, like I love these conversations, and it's just like an added bonus that I get to share it with other people. Because I think even if I didn't have this podcast, I would love to just DM a content creator and be like, hey, like you want to hop on a call? Like I'd love to discuss something with you. So that's where it started from. But the reason I actually went ahead and started it was because I was part of a podcast boot camp. And we had this thing where we were in a challenge with a couple of other podcasters. So we had to post a podcast every single week. You would get ranked on how well it performed, on other aspects of it. And if you were on the leaderboard that week, you'd get goodies. So they kind of gamified it to the point where it became a discipline for us to, put out an episode every single week. And, a lot of people think also podcasting is very easy. I mean, what's the big deal? You just have a mic, you have headphones, you just sit there and say what you want and record it. But it is not. I mean, the technical aspect is a whole different ballgame from video. The second aspect is, I remember when I did my first episode, I didn't know, like, is 1 hour too long? Should I split it into 2 half-an-hour parts? Should I, like, film it, like, record these interviews, like, thematically? Should I do it per person? Like, these are so many unknowns. And also because the podcasting space right now is new, you don't even know, like, when's a good day to post, what's a good format, is it MP3, is it a WAV format, like it's all of these things that you never realize about it unless you're actually in it. And also the fact that if you do only audio podcasts, then it is so much more difficult because video you're used to using your hands, your expressions to emote, but on audio podcasts themselves you have to make sure that you're providing so many more cues to the audience to help them better understand what's going on. So podcasting is definitely not easy, but it's very enjoyable.
You heard her. She ain't wrong. She is not wrong at all. I think I really do believe it. Believe the same thing because for me, I had you had experience in journalism. You knew how to like talk to people and stuff. Me, I just decided one day to like, hey, why not? So I was like, I like to talk about entertainment. I like talking to people, but there was never really structure with me, which is why I think I do a lot of my podcasts very like freestyly. Like I just have topics to talk about, not really much questions. But for me actually it was easier to do it audio than video because I was not used to video. But I think your journey has been pretty interesting as a podcaster because I have listened to like your initial episodes and then some in the middle and then the recent ones that you've done, and I've seen growth as like creator to creator. I'm not exactly a creator, sometimes a really small creator right now, but I've seen it grow, and I understand where it comes, like you have to think about all these different things at the same time, which is why I feel like the podcast's first season or the first couple of episodes or even like the first year is very crucial because you start to develop how you want to go about things, what you want your content to like aim at, which is why even like I had the whole rebrand. Like there's more information about it later on, but I think it's crazy. You also mentioned that people give you the same style of interview questions, so let me just ask you quickly right there.
No, this has been very different, don't worry.
Really? Okay, yeah. I'm happy now. Okay, but that's good. What I did want to ask you about your podcast is I was listening to the episode with Nirmal Pillai. I hope I'm saying his name correct. And I found it really interesting because his like his spirit of talking is like so this and this and this and I really it just kept me engaged the whole time. But he said something like really important in the middle of that episode, which I think it stuck out to me a lot. He said he basically wanted to direct films, right? Like his end goal per se was to make films, to do that, he ended up with he started off with stand-up, and then he ended up into like short reels and all. So he started a journey to get to where he is. He picked up these little things to get to where he is. Do you see that with yourself as well? Like maybe unknowingly or very much knowingly, did you also like pick up content creation in any which way to like get somewhere maybe?
Not really. I didn't do it very intentionally, to be honest, because I had a day job when I started creating content, and my day job was extremely serious work. So I just wanted a space where I could be goofy, funny, and just be lighter and chill. And it just so happened that it kind of clicked with the audience, and it grew to a point where I felt like, okay, I see potential in doing this full time and taking it more seriously. And everything along the way has been an attempt to just try something new. So if when I first started off with Instagram, and then I thought, okay, I've done Instagram for a while now, I want to do long form content. So that's when I started YouTube. Then I felt like, okay, I'm doing all of this kind of fun, superficial stuff. I want to bring some more depth to me as well. So that's why I started the podcast. So all of it has been a journey of just discovering things as they come. And as a creator, it's very tempting to be in all the places at once. Like people tell you have to be on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Snapchat, on Instagram, on YouTube, which is impossible for one person to handle all of these things. So I feel like you do one thing, you master it in a way, and when you're comfortable enough to be able to kind of run it on autopilot, then you move on to the next thing. But the most important thing is that you keep learning something new along the way, because everyone faces burnout after a while. Like I used to do a hacks to learn series, which is super popular. Like that made me go very, very viral.
Yeah.
But it came to a point where I was making the same kind of video every single day, and I started to get bored of it. And when you yourself are bored of it, it's very hard to make your audience also interested in it, because then you're doing it for the sake of doing it. You're doing it because it's a formula. You're not excited by it yourself. So when you're starting off, you have this in your head that, okay, ABC, these things will work, so I should do only these. But as you keep growing, you allow yourself that space to experiment with things. So I might make comedy, but I also want to now start making like mini vlogs. I also do like very little beauty content on Instagram, but I do long form beauty content on YouTube, because these are things that personally interest me and I like doing. So I don't have an end goal like Nirmal has to direct films. Maybe I'll find it along the way. But for me, the most important thing is to continue keeping at this journey, because it's very easy to just sit back and be like, okay, I have a husband now, he'll pay for everything, whatever, but that's not the point. Like the point is not to make money. The point is to be creatively challenged every single day, having these ideas and seeing how you can work them out. And right now for me, being in Singapore was also making things very different, because I don't go to Indian events. There are a lot of brand collabs I don't meet other Indian creators. So for me, the challenge, or the creative challenge right now, is to make my own network in Singapore, meet other content creators here, collaborate with them. So I'm excited to see like where that will lead me and how things will end up there.
Oh. Well, I wish you all the best, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna do great things, because you have been doing great so far, and I don't see like any reason why you wouldn't down the line as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing who you're bringing, how you discover your own talents, and maybe even if you do direct a film someday, I think it still would be really, really interesting.
Well, let's see. I actually have 2-3 ideas in the pipeline right now when I'm working with other creators, so hopefully you'll see it very soon.
You heard it here, folks, for the first time. So pay attention to Satshya's Instagram, her personal and her Chumma Conversations page, because there's a lot coming, and you heard it here. So okay, I wanted to talk to you about your hair.
Oh,
the reason why I say
you can see the color now.
Oh,
it's like way down
so
back.
pretty. But it's still, I think it's a nice touch though. It matches my background.
It's all planned in advance.
Of course, sticking to the game, logos or whatever. So when I first found when your first video came up on my page, I was like, I like her hair. Very crazy. Like, I like the colors, because I think there was like a mix of blue and pink, and I started referring to you in my head, not in public, but like the girl with the colorful hair. Right? So, which I'm pretty sure other people must have, thought as well. I don't know if they've come up to you and said these things as well. And when I started following you, I've seen the hair, change colors, change length. Maybe not too drastic of a length, because I wasn't too early of a follower. But I did some scrolling, and I saw your hair journey has been very exciting, I must say. Like, those are choices that I would never even dream about doing. I want to talk about that. What inspired you to like act on those hair choices the way you did? Because I can only assume like fun stories might be coming out of this.
My life philosophy is try one new thing every day. So
Ooh.
it's always like this. It's you see something and you're like, I wonder how it would look on me. And then you have this in your head for a while and you're like, okay, let me just try it. So I think, like you, the first thing that I started off with coloring my hair was I did one streak when I was in college, like a single blonde streak, which cost me 300 rupees, which was a lot of money for me at that time with my pocket money. So that was something that, I would put my hair up so everybody could see my streak, my one single streak. And from there, it slowly went to then, saving more money and also looking on the internet and seeing all this kind of inspiration. And then I got like the whole back part of my hair bleached so that it would be like a shot of light coming out of my head. Like I've always seen hair as an artistic expression. Like I don't want to do just one block of hair color and let it be. Like I wanted to tell a story. I wanted it to be fluid. Like even with the earlier blue hair that I had, I wanted it to be like a galaxy, with like blue on top and then having like purple down. Because I had that vision in my mind. So even now I have an idea for something that I want to do probably in August, and I don't do this very spontaneously, in the sense that I have an idea and I think about it a lot, to the point where I'm like, I love it so much, I'm completely convinced and I want to do it now. So for me, hair has been like, I don't know, like you have an idea, you just want to try it out and see what it looks like. And the nature of hair color is that it keeps fading, right? So it's never the same thing. So it's not like you'll ever get bored of it. Like even if you color your hair today, in 2 weeks the color will be different. So that was the most exciting part for me. But I'm so glad, actually it's interesting that today coloring hair has become a bit more mainstream and accessible, especially in India. Because when I first started coloring hair, like colors like blue, green and all were not there at all. And the only thing that was there was like red, and everyone was doing red. So I was like, I don't want to do red because everybody's doing it. I want to do something different. So I had to order it from Amazon and pray that it's not some like weird hair color that would like have my hair fall off. So I've gone through that entire phase. And so now seeing like there's so many colors easily available, so much of choice, people are coloring their hair a lot more. It's nice to see that acceptance, because usually people are like, oh, girls with colored hair are bad girls. They are, they only know to party and they don't do anything else. Like, not true, guys. You'll find me at home like reading or doing something like that, but enjoying my colored hair because it's fun. Like, I don't know, it looks different in the light. It's fun.
Putting in themes like the galaxy, I mean, I did notice it, like it reminds me of space, but I didn't think that was the intention behind it. So that is pretty cool, actually. Has there ever been like a hair choice that you've regretted? Like, I mean, hair grows back, that's great, but has there ever been like a thing that you've done, you'd be like, shit, this was a bad idea?
When I had actually bleached my hair, and this was the first time I was doing it for my scalps, I'd bleached this entire part blonde, and I liked it. But when I came home and my mother's face just dropped, she's like, what have you done to your hair? And I was like, oh no, it's actually nice, like I'll color it, don't worry, like this is just for now. But it was at that moment that I thought, oh no, like have I messed up? Like have I gone too far? But now I look back at those pictures, I'm like, oh yeah, that was such a cool look, and I got it colored over it and it was fun.
That's some crazy hair journey, but I'm glad that you still like learned a lot from it, and I cannot wait to see the colors you do next, see the themes you do next. So now I want to talk about my favorite topic, entertainment. What are some things that you watch? What is the kind of entertainment that you consume?
So I have very extremes. I love watching documentaries, and then I also love watching reality TV shows. I have a very soft corner for reality TV because I find it so interesting that people would behave like that in certain ways. It's fun. It's so much fun. And I like mockumentaries, again, like something that's kind of based in reality but not. Like The Office is my all-time favorite show, and also shows like Superstore, Jury Duty, all of that. When it comes to movies, I actually am not a huge movie buff because I grew up reading books a lot more than watching movies. And a lot of times, like books that have been adapted into movies have always disappointed me. So it's very rare that I watch a movie and I feel like blown away by what I've watched. But I have to say, Love Stories 2, there was this one part that was directed by Konkana Sen Sharma, which was so good. So good.
I agree.
So good. Like that's something that after that I was like, wow, that is incredible.
Right? Nah, I think her as an actor and also her as like a filmmaker, as a director is like, dang, she is one talented woman. Like she should. I think she's a little underrated, if I must say. Like I know we like. Okay, I don't know if it's just me, but I do personally think she's very underrated and she deserves so much more presence, so much more glamour, so much more fame. But I guess that's what makes her the way she is. That's what makes her like tell the stories in the way she does. So it's good.
Even her first movie, A Death in the Gunj, I had watched it in the theater, and even that, the way she's captured human emotions and shots and drama and suspense. It's very rare that that stands out to you more than the plot line or the acting, right? When you notice certain shots and you're like, wow, that was such a interesting shot to take, and like that one shot added so much more to the story. So I love that kind of cinema. But I also like time pass where you don't have to use your brain too much. You can just, it's fun. Like my husband showed me No Entry recently. Have you watched it?
Oh. The one that was like released back in 2007 and stuff.
So there are a lot of
I did watch it, but long.
There are a lot of Hindi movies that I have not watched, which he's now reintroducing me to, and be like, oh, these are like classics of that time. So it's fun for me to watch it now, and then I'm like, I appreciate it. It's nice. It's fun.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite classic movie like right now?
A favorite classic movie. Actually, it's a Tamil movie called Jeans. Jeans, yeah, and Aishwarya Rai was in it. It's a very strange movie. It's like fantastical. Like you feel like the director at that time really went all out. Like there's a dinosaur, there's someone who's dancing as a robot. It's insane, but it's a classic. Like once you watch it, that movie will forever be imprinted in your brain. It's amazing.
Okay, I'm gonna add it to my watch list right now, and I'll probably even watch it today. So yeah, thank you for the recommendation. Well, I think that was a lovely conversation. What do you think?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
But sticking to the topic of entertainment, even though we're done with the conversation, it is my favorite time of the show. It is the rapid fire round, and this is my time to step into Karan Johar's shoes and make my guests feel like a Coffee with Karan celebrity.
Where's my coffee?
So budget is kind of tight right now. Please make sure the podcast does take off for both Pxrdesi and Chumma Conversations so that we can afford nice coffee and hampers for our episodes, please. So whenever that does happen, we will definitely arrange something. But for now, are you ready to be on the hypothetical couch for Pxrdesi and do your rapid fire?
Yes, I'm very scared, but yes.
Alrighty, first question. If you were stuck on a deserted island, which one of your guests would you like to keep you company?
Yeah, I think this is because me and this creator had a conversation yesterday and we kept talking for a really long time. So I would have to pick Vivid, who's also known as the Kurta guy, because we can talk for hours. And so I know that we would keep each other entertained on the island until we get some help or eventually die of thirst from talking too much. But yeah, it would be Vivid.
That's great. In fact, he was also one of my options on the list because, like I said, I did have some options planned. So
nice.
Put in there. So okay. Well, at least you know who you're surviving with. So that's pretty good. All right. Next question: who is your dream guest for Chumma Conversations?
My dream guest would be, I think, Shah Rukh Khan, because I think he's like someone. I mean, I don't think I would talk to him about his cinema per se, but I just want to get to know him and his life, and like why. I have so many questions for him, but I think it would be fantastic to have him on the show.
I completely agree. Whenever you do get through with that, just slide me like the details and the contact info so like I can get through as well. Because I do want to talk to him, but I feel like I'd be very nervous, and yeah, I just have so much respect for him that I'd just be quiet the entire time. What I would like to do is eat with him. So like I don't know, go to Burger King or McDonald's and just like tell him my favorite order and just talk over burgers. I think that would be pretty interesting. I hope none of the creators out there steal my idea, but yeah,
it's already gone. It's already gone. You shouldn't have really revealed it right now. The next time you see someone having like Burger King with Shah Rukh Khan, you'll know they heard it on this episode.
At least I know Shah Rukh Khan inspired from my episode. So, but anyways, okay. Shah Rukh Khan, perfect. Honestly, yeah, I agree. Okay, what was the last Indian film or series that made you cry?
It's this Malayalam movie called Kumbalangi Nights.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very touching story of like family and brotherhood, and I actually cry very easily at movies, so I don't know, I think that made me feel the most deeply, but I usually, every movie, if there's a sad moment, I cry, so I'm a very easy crier.
Oh, but it's a good thing though, we appreciate it. Okay, next question. If the following creators had to start their own business line, we did talk about it in the beginning, what product would they sell and what would be their brand's name? So I'm gonna give you 3 creators and you have to tell me what they would sell and what their brand's name would possibly be. So the first one is Vivid, the kurta guy.
He would definitely sell kurtas, and it would be just called like Baby Kurta or something for all his fans. I would buy kurtas from him. I love his kurta collection.
Okay, so Vivid is going to be selling kurta. It's pretty decent though. I like it. Okay, the next person is Abish Matthew.
Abish Matthew. Oh, okay, sorry, I know this is a rapid fire, but a side note, a lot of people have told me that Abish looks like my brother, or my brother looks like Abish. So, knowing my brother and they both have curly hair, I think Abish should sell his own line of hair care products for like curly hair for men. And it would be called...
I wonder if he's dropped his routine yet. His curly
He should, because his hair looks really nice. Abish, if you're listening, please drop that routine so my brother also can get on it. Thanks.
Oh. so what would so he would drop his like own line of hair care, and what would it be called?
I don't know actually. That brand names takes a while to think of, because you have to think of the person, a brand, a catchy name. It would probably be called Main of Abish, I think.
Oh?
Like his show is called Son of Abish.
Yeah.
Maybe Main of Abish. I don't know.
I was thinking Curls of Abish, but I like Main better. It sounds a lot more like
manly.
Yeah. Okay. The last content creator is Sakshi Shivdasani.
Oh, so many things she could sell, but I would really like it if she sold clothes, but with some of her catchphrases on it, because I think she's really funny and witty. So like interesting t-shirts with savage lines on it. It would be called, I think, Savage X Sakshi.
Oh, okay. Sakshi, if you're looking for some product ideas, we got you right here. That's pretty cool though, Savage X Sakshi. It does suit her as well. Okay, next question. What song do you currently have on loop?
Right now it's Taylor Swift's Enchanted, since she released her own, Taylor's version, and it's like, whoa, okay, I can't stop listening to this. So I keep singing to my dog, like, please don't be in love with someone else. Yeah.
No, God. I'm pretty sure the dog is just sitting there like,
He's like...
Okay. Okay, that's cool. We love a good Taylor Swift moment. Okay, which Indian celebrity couple do you A, absolutely love, and B, absolutely cannot tolerate?
I absolutely love, I think, Ritesh Deshmukh and Janelia, because I think their chemistry is really fun. And I've listened to a couple of interviews of theirs, and they seem to be a really like supportive, loving couple to each other. Love that. A couple that I cannot stand. I cannot stand simply because it's like everywhere. It's Karan Kundra and Tejasvi Prakash, and their fans are like, I mean, I don't have anything against them personally, it's just the fandom is so intense.
What is the one fact about Satshya that the world still does not know?
I think if the world doesn't know it yet, then it's probably kept secret for a reason. So let's continue to keep it that.
Okay, we'll keep it at that. Well, that was the end of our rapid fire. I think we did leave off on a pretty philosophical yet really extravagant note. So that was fun. I think you did really well. If I had a hamper, I would give it to you.
What's stopping you? What is stopping you?
The budget man. The budget man. Like I can afford a hamper if you were here. If you were that, because you're not, like shipping and handling is like, oh,
It's okay. When I come to the Netherlands, I'll hit you up.
please do. I've been telling everybody to like come visit Amsterdam. Are you ready for the quiz now? This is the most dreadful moment, but
Okay, I'm ready.
you are. I'm pretty sure you are. It'll be really easy. If not, then yeah.
Then I'm dead.
No, then we can just throw the entire episode out altogether. It's fine. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
First question. How many of Anil Kapoor's kids are actors?
2. He has 2 kids. Both of them are
Yes.
actors.
Yes.
See, I know this kind of trivia, like this useless kind of gossipy trivia that I know.
Okay. Well, the answer is semi-correct. He has 3 kids actually. Riya, Sonam, and Harshvardhan.
right.
But yeah, Harsh and Sonam are definitely actors, so 2 out of 3. Next question: in which 5 languages was the soundtrack of the movie Pushpa released in?
Definitely Telugu, Tamil, Hindi, maybe Kannada and Malayalam.
Yes, all 5 are correct.
Yeah,
See?
that could be. I don't even know this, but it was like
Guess.
a calculated guess. Yeah.
It was a perfect guess. Okay, next question: who played Sanjay Dutt in his biopic Sanju?
Ranbir Kapoor. I watched this and I appreciated it.
That is absolutely correct. Okay, next question: in which of the Doom movie series does Hrithik Roshan appear in?
I'm thinking it's Doom 2, though I haven't watched any of them, but I know all the songs. Is it correct?
Yeah, that is correct. Okay. The 5th question: name 3 Shah Rukh Khan Kajol movies.
Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge, Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum, and what's that? Kuch Kuch Hota Hai.
Perfect. All 3 is correct. Okay, and the final question, which is a little tricky, but we're gonna see how you do. Kiara Advani. Okay, Kiara Advani has recently worked with 2 actors, so actor A and actor B, that have made their debut together. So these 2 actors made their debut together in one film many years ago. But she has worked with both of them in the recent years. Who are the actors that she worked with, and if you can, name the movies.
I have no idea, but I'm guessing one of the actors is Shahid Kapoor.
No.
No? Okay, I have no idea. I'm blank on this. I can't even remember the last movie like Kiara Advani did.
Well, one of them is her husband.
Oh, okay. Okay, no, I don't know. What's the answer to this?
So, Siddharth Malhotra and Varun Dhawan, they made their debut together.
Oh, Student of the Year.
Yes, and Kiara has worked with them right after each other. First was Shershaw in August of 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, August of 2021. And then Jug Jug Jio, that came out in June 2022. So,
See?
right behind each other.
No idea.
As I said, it
No
might have
idea.
been a difficult question, but like I have to throw in some like hard ones.
Nice.
So
I learned something new today. Nice.
yeah. Well, that was the end of the quiz, and that was also the end of the episode. How do you think you did on the quiz? I think you did really great.
I mean, if it was good, it was not as scary as I thought it would be. It was fun. You, I think, put in a lot of easy questions for me, but thanks for that. But it was fun, yeah.
What about the entire podcast in general? Like, how was any final words, if I have to put it?
It was a very nice conversational podcast. I enjoyed myself. I don't know how the time passed. And it was really nice to also kind of get to know you virtually because we've only been emailing so far. So it's nice to finally put a face to the emails. And I also have to appreciate how prepared you are and how well thought out the interview was. And you've done your research, which I really appreciate. So thank you for that. It was a nice experience for me.
Thank you, actually. I think you've been a great first guest for this season. So thank you for, cutting the ribbon. Yeah, that's great. Is there anything that you want to say to the audience before we sign off?
Please follow Minii's podcast. It's gone through a rebrand right now. As you can hear, this is the first episode in season 2, and keep following her because I'm sure she has a lot of great stuff coming up ahead. And also check out Chumma Conversations. I need to do a self-plug also. Please check it out. I would love to know what you think. It's out on YouTube now as well.
Yes, so as you very much heard Satshya, please go ahead, follow Chumma Conversations on Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube as well. Follow Satshya's personal Instagram page, which is at Satshya. Is your last name there as well? I don't know.
No, just my first name.
Just at Satshya. She's the verified one, you know, the blue tick or whatever, blue as her hair. So make sure you go ahead and follow her on all social media platforms, because she has content that will not disappoint you whatsoever, only entertain. So yeah, this is Satshya, and don't forget to follow me on social media. This is at Pxrdesi Mirchii, all over on Spotify, Instagram, YouTube. That is Pxrdesi Mirchii with the 2 extra eyes at the end, because some things, like I said, don't change. We are still very much extra. Anyways, I will keep you guys updated with new episodes all over my socials, so please turn on the notification sign. And yeah, what else? Pxrdesi Mirchii Season 2 has just started. We have a lot more things coming up for you guys. By we, I mean me, of course. I always speak like that, but by we, I mean me. So stay tuned, and don't forget to hit the like button, share, subscribe, tell all your friends. You know the manbam. Anyways, this is Minnie signing off. This is Satshya signing off. Until next episode, namaste, goodbye, and thank you for listening to Pxrdesi Mirchii 7291 non-FM.